number. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to recuse myself for
Everybody else. Can we do it with 3 then?
Can we get?
Find out if you can have 4.
Okay, my thing of it is, okay, if we deny the parent, what's gonna happen? Vince is already. I think that's crazy to force him to do that after they didn't spend all the money. Okay, if he answers, let me go ahead and. Right.
I would, nah, I mean, like,
You want me to start?
if it was, well, why don't you call him first? Like,
They're calling
they're
him.
calling him, or if the neighbors had a problem with it,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's on.
But in this case, the neighbors don't.
Good evening and welcome to the Bay St. Louis Planning and Zoning meeting of December 11th, 2024. We ask that you please silence all cell phones and electronics at this time. We're going to begin with a short prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father in heaven, we invite you to preside over this meeting. Give us unity of spirit, even when our opinions differ. Help us to listen politely to other points of view and to remember that we are all a part of the same community. Direct our thoughts, words, decisions, and actions toward the right path in the best interest of our city. We ask this in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is he there?
Yeah, so we're gonna move to, Ms. Dosher is gonna have to recuse herself from item 2, but we're getting one of the other commissioners on the phone, so we're gonna have a quorum, so,
So I'm going to recuse myself and Mr.
one is it?
Breland Melcher,
Dean, you're just joining the meeting, all right?
if you want to
We're
go
just
ahead,
gonna be on, because we have
if you can read it
Amy
for
Dosher
me, I'm going to present on
one
it.
item, and we only have 3 other commissioners, so you're making the quorum. Once we get this item done, then you can go back on your way. All right?
On item 3 about voucher.
Yeah.
I can do it here.
Number 2.
All right.
Okay.
So Caitlin, show Amy left, or I guess, left the room, and then Dean has entered.
All right, Dean. That's application, Melcher applications for a variance to the zoning ordinance submitted by Archie and Carolyn Melcher. The applicant is requesting a variance of a 2-foot, resulting in a 10-foot setback to the side yard. The property is located at 1198 North Beach Boulevard, parcel 144L-0-19-100, 104.00055D. All, like 56 First Ward, Bay St. Louis. The property is zoned R1, single family district. So, you want to get up and,
Amy Dosher, 518 Esplanade. I'm the architect for the project. The homeowners couldn't be with us tonight because they live out of town. This is actually going to be a second home for them. So the issue is when you have a corner lot, the normal side setback is 8 feet for this zoning, but because it's a corner lot, the requirement is 12. So I made the house as narrow in width as I could with still being comfortable for the room sizes on this kind of beachfront house with the amount of square footage. We will not be like impeding any views or anything like that. The house is, does conform to the 50-foot front setback and then some. We're set back that 10 feet is from the property line itself. So it's deceiving. It's not, there's probably an extra 5 to 7 feet before the property line meets the road. So it's not like we're abutting right up against the road, that 10 feet. We still have like a 15, 17 foot buffer before the road hits the, the foundation of the house.
okay.
The lot is existing non-conforming, so that had it been, the 75 foot, or I think they had to be 100 feet.
100 feet.
Had it been 100 feet, we more than could have met those requirements.
The trees, nothing, I mean, not under
The-
the existing
Yes,
trees.
there's three oak trees on the property. We've gotten permission to remove, the two of them that would be adjacent to the house, but the goal is we do not want to remove any. We just want to prune if necessary. But the fact of the matter is, the 2 foot wouldn't make a difference to the future of the trees. The lot would be the house would be situated the same way, no matter what, but we're gonna try not to disturb the soil. Sometimes it's just hit or miss how close, we try to stay away as far as possible, but just disturbing any kind of soil around the oak trees could result in, ill health. But we're gonna try to save them and just prune them so that the branches aren't on top of the porches.
Okay. Yeah, well, let me ask, is there anybody here to speak? Anybody sign up to speak for or against? I don't see the roster. Is there anybody here that wants to speak for or against? I'm sorry, did you want to speak, ma'am? Oh, okay. Any of the commissioners have any questions?
Not at this time.
Dean, you have any questions? No, I'm good. Okay. Anybody else? Well, at this time, I'm gonna bring it to, anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A motion by Mr. Cranky,
Second it.
second by Ms. Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, okay. Motion passes. To be at the next Tuesday. I don't tell you, so, your Sam's order's
All
ready.
right, thanks, Dean. You're not skipping.
Thank you. I don't think I missed you. It just popped up.
Okay,
Make sure that yours.
we're gonna go, okay, back to the regular order. We're gonna start with Dardo. Application for variance of the zoning ordinance submitted by Suzanne Dardo. The applicants constructed a 7-foot 3-inch privacy fence along the rear of the property line. The applicants are requesting a variance of 1 foot 3 inches to the fence height requirement. The property is located at 102 McCall Street, parcel 137R-0-44-015.000. Legal description 1, 2, 3, 4, 34 and 35, block 2 Street, St. Charles subdivision. The property is zone R2 two-family district and R3 multi-family district. Is the applicant here tonight? If you can come up and state your name and address for us.
My name is Suzanne Dardo, and I'm at 102 McCall Street. And I've given you guys a couple of letters. Let me give you just a little backstory on it first before I refer to those. We've been at the property, my husband and I have been at the property full-time for about 5 years, and there was a house behind us, which is our adjacent neighbor. And they bought the properties from another woman. They are weekenders, and they've been, renovating the house. So I guess we built this in November, so it was probably in October or the beginning of November. We asked them to come over. We sat down and told them that we intended to build a fence, showed them a picture of what we, intended to do, and they said they had no problems with it. So the next step we did was to contact our contractor, and it's a horizontal fence, and the planks are 12 inches. And we wanted it to be 8 foot because we wanted privacy from the neighbor. And he said there would be no problem. This was the information we got from him, that as long as both parties were in agreement, there wasn't an issue. And we've learned that that's not the case. We even questioned him again after he had told us that, and again, we were assured that it wouldn't be a problem. He was supposed to come tonight to kind of help, defend the fence, but he's called out of town. So he did write a letter, and he says that he did inform us of that. And the second letter is from the adjacent property owner, Mr. Bryan, And I kind of rewrote it because I didn't get the original, so I couldn't enlarge the font. But he's basically saying he doesn't have a problem with the fence either. So we're respectfully asking that you give us the variance.
But obviously, the contractor did go and apply for a permit, got a fence permit, and that's when it was found because I guess someone had to go out and measure. It wasn't the neighbors that had an issue with it.
No, the neighbors actually love the fence. They're going to continue the fence because we only took it to our dog yard. So they want it to go further. So I'm not sure who got the numbers, to tell you the truth, Ms. Boucher. I don't know where they came from. But
So,
Oh.
so,
So on this, and I got clarification. I don't remember when the permit was issued, what it was. I want to say, we have a permit for it, but I want to believe that there was an inspection going on somewhere in St. Charles or one of the side streets. One of the inspectors or code enforcement might have been passing by there and saw posts in the ground or construction on the fence beginning, or maybe it was further along. They stopped and told them to come in to pull a permit. Basically, the construction was started. That's why the fence, I don't know if the fence is complete yet or not.
yeah,
It's complete. It was, so I'll pull the building permit. They had a building permit. There's no site plan, which is indicative of had to go back and you constructed the thing. And I think the agreement that was made is go apply for a variance, which they did. And if it's granted by city council that you're allowed to leave it up, it can be left up. If not, you're gonna have to remove the part that's not conforming, which is, I think, 43 feet or whatever else, because everything else is 6 feet or below conform. So it had a building permit, but it was one that it was along, I don't know how far, but it was along before they did it.
Was it approved for the 1 foot, the 7?
No,
like-
no.
That's what I'm,
No,
I
the
wanna make sure.
The
No.
permit was still for 6 feet.
Yes,
I was
for the
just getting
6.
confused because the neighbor had written that it was 8 feet across the.
so
To the
I guess like my question is, was it you who pulled that permit or was it your contractor?
the contract.
The contractor. Okay. And you said that the fence was already in the process of being up.
Yeah, that's,
And
and
then-
I asked when I looked to see if they had a building permit, because it didn't make sense that the fence was completely up that was there, and like, it got issued pretty much, and it was some part of being completed. Like, that's why they stopped. He came in after a
So-
building inspector, or probably just noticed there's something going on there, or something went on there. I don't remember.
So when it was stopped and they were told to get a variance, it just continued? You just,
No, I think the construction stopped then, so I mean, or
so how did the fence get done?
maybe the 6 feet, and they went back out to inspect it, and the 7th part was there. I don't know that,
That's
but
probably what happened.
And see, the other thing is we were out of town for the end part of the construction, so I don't know a lot of it. But
And then from the way I think I'm just assuming is that apparently they did the 7 foot, Michaela, and then when they stopped, you only got the permit, is what I'm thinking, and they went with the 6 foot. I don't know. But there's no,
but the deal was it's up. So what's there now is what's there now. If the variance isn't granted by city council, it's going to remove. I think some of y'all, I think it was on 7th Street, the same situation happened, which somebody built a fence illegally. They came in and did a variance, it got denied, and they had to go remove the 2 foot that was not.
yeah, they
permitted.
think, they just cut it off.
Yeah, they got a fence permit.
Yeah.
They built something illegally with the fence permit, and then had to get a variance
well,
after that. Or tried to.
excuse me, I can honestly say it wasn't our intent to do anything illegal
Oh,
at
no,
all.
no, no,
totally acknowledge that. We're not saying that at
Okay.
all. This issue just comes up
I know.
a lot extensively.
and-
That's why.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of learned a lesson, from it is to maybe not trust our contractor.
No
I don't-
comment on any of that. I do have some people in the audience signed up to speak unless the commissioners have any more questions for Ms. Suzanne.
Amy, and I don't know how I didn't get attached to that. I had one letter of opposition, if you want to read
Yeah,
now.
from Lars.
Oh,
Oh, did you, oh,
I got,
Oh,
no,
I
I
didn't-
have it on my
I
computer.
I didn't
But
get it.
they need
Okay.
it's not in this packet, it's on my computer though.
It says, this is from Lars, Osterwald, Mr. Bernie. He said, I am in opposition to the variance on the 7-foot, 3-inch fence at 102 McCall Street. The contractor did a great job on the fence, but they should have known the height was supposed to be 6 feet. We don't need more variance. When we had to replace our fence due to Zika, I guess he meant Zeta. We follow the normal regulations. This fence doesn't meet the requirements. Thanks. 218 St. Charles Street.
I think it came in after the packet was printed.
And then I do have, is it Bruce DeMars?
Actually, that's my,
Oh, okay. Oh,
I didn't know if you wanted.
yes. I mean,
We had, as Suzanne said, we had no intent to do anything wrong. We thought there was a 6-foot maximum. And the contractor told us on 3 separate occasions not to worry about it, it would be okay. And that's all I can say about it. It's a beautiful fence.
I was gonna say, I think the fence looks nice, and I'd hate to disrupt the aesthetic of it. The neighbors seem to be okay with it. Normally, I'm strictly against above 6 feet, but it being horizontal, I guess it kind of balances out, and the neighbors are happy with it. But if there's
Except-
any other comments,
Except
from-
one, right?
Except one.
well, I don't think he's directly adjacent.
No.
Yes,
No, no, he's
I
not.
think he's down the street.
Yes, he's not
He's in the
joining the
second
property.
block. But no, still, he did. Yes, there was a letter of opposition.
And so so it's just a portion of it that is 7, right?
Yes, 43 feet.
The rest is 6.
Yes, it staggers down.
Yes. That's what's difficult about it.
Look at page 8 of it. It is, 'cause it was kind of drawn the section that was 7 feet.
It goes from 4.
And it tapers up, and then it gets to 7 in the back, the rear of the property.
Okay. Right.
But we,
Well, if there's no other comments or questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the applicant.
Motion by Mr. Breland. Is there a second?
I second it.
A second by Ms. Brown. Is, all those in favor? Starting with you, Mr. Crane.
Start with
no, nay.
Nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-1. Please be present the next city council meeting. It's gonna be Tuesday, December 17th at 5:30 PM in this room. Thank you. Okay, the next application is Bolin. Application for a variance to the zoning ordinance submitted by Stephen Bolin and Rachel O'Keefe. The applicant is requesting variances to the zoning ordinance for constructing a dwelling. The applicant requests a 6-foot 2-inch variance resulting in an 18-foot 10-inch front yard setback and a 2-foot variance resulting in an 18-foot rear yard setback. The property is located at 218 Washington Street, parcel number 149M-2-30-130.000 and is zoned R2 Residential 2-Family District. Is the applicant here tonight? Yes, sir.
Yes, good evening, Commissioners. My name is Edward Wyckoff. I'm the architect for Steve and Rachel, and requesting a small variance. You should have some paperwork in your package that reflects a couple of site plans and just a little bit of history on this project. We were charged by Steve and Rachel to design a small cottage, a guest cottage on the property. They own and live in the house next door at 216 Watt. The home, we were asked, was to be designed at the rear of the property and not require any variance. And so that first site plan you see reflects the house design not requiring any variances. we laid the house out on the property, and we were told that at the time that the trees would not be an issue. But after giving some extensive thought to the plan and talking to the owner, they decided that they'd like to indeed save the trees. And so that resulted in us taking the house that they fell in love with the plan and rotating it 90 degrees on the side, which is what you see in the second site plan, which will be, if you grant this variance, the way this cottage is constructed. You'll see that the I guess at this point, what we do in this situation, because this property has, I don't know, 8 or 9 property lines on it. It's a very convoluted piece of land, property line wise. We are given the opportunity to determine what is the front and rear and what is the side yards. And so in this layout, the front property line is that small 34.89 stretch of property line that you see and is labeled as the front yard in that second site. And we're asking for a variance from that 25%. The rear property line, you'll see denoted there also, we're asking for a 2-foot variance to that from 20 to 18 feet in order to accommodate saving the oak trees and several of the palm trees for all the property. If you have any questions, certainly do.
Any questions from the commissioners? I do have Miss Lisa Monty signed up to speak.
Before, just to, not that it wasn't denoted, just want to go say that where this house is, the front part, this is a landlocked lot. So though they own in front, it's actually a standalone parcel. So when it was said that there's no front yard and no rear yard, when there's a landlocked piece of property, you don't have a front yard or backyard the way that, normally our houses does. So you denote what's your front yard and what's your rear yard. Whatever your front yard is, behind it has to be the rear yard and then side. So it kind of convoluted, but this is actually on page 20, there's a dotted line. That, where the dotted line is where the lot actually is that we're speaking of. So it's a landlocked piece of property. It's not, you can't use what's from Washington Street because that's a different piece of property.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Lisa Monty. I live at 209 Washington Street, across the street from this lot. I have no opposition at all to their plans. I think it would be good for our neighborhood.
I think it offers the most buffer, around the house versus, being so tight to that property line
Right.
and the neighbors. Thank you. I
right.
appreciate that.
Thank
Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Cranky. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Ms. Brown. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Please be present in the next city council meeting Tuesday, December 17th, 5:30 p.m.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Okay, next applicant is Nico. Application for minor site plan review for a boutique hotel submitted by Merritt Nico. The property in question is located at 105 North Beach Boulevard and is identified on the Hancock County land rolls as parcel number 149L-0-29-035.000, legal description as 510 First Ward, Bay St. Louis, and parcel number 149L-0-29-036.000, legal district part 512 First Ward, Bay St. Louis. The property is in C1 Central Business District. Yes, sir.
I'm Ronnie Artigues on behalf of the Nico Miles Corbett, who are actually doing the project together. This is, as it says, small hotel. It's only 4 units, 4 rooms. There are 0 variances being requested. They meet every requirement for a project of this size in this zoning. So there are no variances being asked for at all. They meet the off-site parking requirement. They will actually have 4 parking spots plus handicap accommodations. Square footage, sizes, everything is in compliance with your ordinance. and they're not asking for any
And they've already
variances
done
whatsoever.
extensive, civil
Yes,
engineering and everything. on the
yes.
land.
We don't have full construction plans, but
Right.
we have pretty darn close.
Yeah, we're
to it.
almost
They weren't gonna
finished
do the
civil
construction,
work,
but
yeah.
So they're, again, I don't know if they're requesting- no variance is being requested at.
This isn't, I mean, I'll allow, this is just a review, so I'll allow comments from the audience if desired, and questions, but, I mean, other than that, if we didn't see any, issues with the minor site plan, then, we would make a motion to approve it. You wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Breland, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Brown, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Please be
Thank
present
you.
for the city council meeting on Tuesday at 5:30 PM.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no, yeah, just don't come.
I mean, you can if you want to.
You can if you want to be entertained.
Yes.
Okay, our last applicant is PPM Development, application for sketch plat approval submitted by PPM Development for the Paradise Estates subdivision located at 13131 Highway 603 at the northwest corner of I-10 West and Highway 603, parcels 1 through 3-0-07-006.000, part S south half 7-8S-14W, parcel 133-0-07-004.002, PSSE 147-8-14, parcel 1 through 3Q -0-08-002.000, part lots 2 and 4 west of Bakehilm Road, parcel 133Q-0-08-002.002, part northwest 1/4 southwest 1/4 8 south 1/4 west, parcel 133Q-0-08-002.001, part lot 4 8 south 1/4 west. The property zone C3 Highway Commercial District.
Very good.
I messed that up. I said kiln too. I didn't even say kiln.
I'm Henry Furr, H.H. Furr Architecture and Development, 1716 Government Street, Spring. I'm the architect working with the PPM Development on this property. What we're looking at, they recently purchased the property, and there is currently, if you're familiar with the property, there's a 3-story professional office building. It's pretty much and sort of a main road in, and they want to divide out and have the office building sit on its own property, and then also divide out some other parcels for development. And I guess that's how I have it this month.
And guys, just because I was called about this last week and week before when it got published. This is the property that's on on the corner of I-10, pretty much I-10 and Highway 603. Just that one building on the left-hand side north of the interstate. People didn't realize where it was because there's no street necessarily.
Right.
That is where it is. It's I don't know, it's not the Bolton building, whatever it's called.
West corner.
I can just say it was just my old hunting club, so.
Are there any comments or questions from the commissioners? I don't think I had anyone signed up to speak, but if anyone in the audience would like to speak? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I hope they build something there. You looking at it?
Yeah.
It's a big piece of property. Yeah.
That's big.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Breland, is there a second?
I'll second it.
A second by Mr. Cranky, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Please be present at the next city council meeting Tuesday, December 17th, 5:30 PM.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Our next agenda item is we need to approve the minutes. It's at the top. Do I need to start doing it first?
Did we approve the minutes first from what?
Okay,
No.
well, a motion to approve the minutes
I'll make a
Um,
motion.
from November 13th, 2024. Motion by Mr. Breland,
Second.
second by Mr. Cranky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Last agenda item is a motion to adjourn, and he's not here.
He's not here, so the new guy can do it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Cranky. There's a second by Ms. Brown. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.